don't get experience points for those gifts, but you will get them if you make third level cleric.
My cloak, what do you do? Actually do.
It will be very helpful. Yep, I will let you know.
Yep, sounds good. Keep me warm. If nothing else.
All right, now, so your situation is at this time. Yeah, your situation at this time is pretty straightforward. You're taking care of the little temple, dealing with riffraff and things that may occur. So, for example, the first people who come along are a group of a fairly substantial group, almost a dozen people, of laborers who are wandering up and down the street, and you're first aware of them when they're laughing at the graffiti on the back wall or the front wall, if you will. And so the question is whether you would like to engage with them whatsoever in any way. Some of them are looking in the little walkway there from the street down past this tree. You see the little tree there, which is really nice. The tree has actually blossomed and become quite beautiful since you started. It was kind of scrubby looking when you got there, and now it looks really nice. So they're looking past the tree and looking around, and somebody's talking about how much they would very much like to find a urinal, but they can't find one, and they're not drunk. It's during the daytime, but they're a little bit disrespectful and, kind of, if not openly, hostile, but a little bit rowdy. So the question is whether you're going to just let them use the grounds of the temple for whatever purposes they may turn it to, or whether you would like to talk with these people.
Sure, yeah, I want to talk to them.
Okay. Let's manage that a little bit with reactions. So out you go. Now, are you all armored up, or are you casually dressed? Are you carrying weapons? How's your approach?
Yeah, I'm in full battle mode.
Oh, really? Oh, goodness. That's going to be a surprise. Okay, here we are, encounter reactions. You do not have any charisma.
It's 9.
Okay, pass me the book, because we're going to see if you're crappy charisma, because clearly you are a bit of a badass for the faith rather than, a smiling face for the faith. They're kind of looking forward to the other guy showing up. So, you're obviously quite useful to have around, but you keep starting fights. So that's a 9. Oh no, that's the worst you can be without a penalty. So no reaction adjustment. So you're unappealing, but you're not, you don't put people off so they react badly to you. So that's good. So sadly, you're going to get what you get from the roll, from the naked roll. High charisma people do much better in these situations. If I don't. All right, so let's see what our reaction roll table does here. No. Yeah, they're a little uncertain when they see you. They kind of fall back a little bit and look at each other and wonder what's going on. Somebody says, you have a holy symbol, by the way. So do you wear it prominently?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm proud of my
shirt. Yeah. Oh, and some of them are inclined to be a little, what do you think you're doing? Some of them kind of look around. The one guy is like put a button in his pants and back and leaving, but a couple of them felt a little assertive about walking around like they owned the place, and so they're going to be a little pushy. So what then?
Let's say hello, good people. I invited to visit a church and see elders.
All right. Again, there's this sort of uncertain reaction. A couple more of them say, "No, we're not interested. You know, have a nice day."
Do
And
they
someone,
have a leader?
not really a leader. They're just a bunch of guys on the way to work, and you can even see, you know, a couple of tools or sacks of useful tools and stuff like that. But two or three will stick around, and so they will at least pay attention to you for a little while. Are a little mischievous because I rolled. They were uncertain, and then there was a roll to see if some of them were hostile, and they were. So the ones who stuck around are actually being jerks. So you're busy, you know, showing the shrine and trying to be a decent fellow. And sadly, the dice were against you. These guys are turning out to be sort of jerks. So one of them, you know, says, "Well, if this, you know, if this is such a it's a pretty little place, you know, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if, you know, I'm poor. I work. I don't see you working. I suppose, you know, a little donation to an honest man would be virtuous for you. So why don't you, you know, share a little?" Though when another guy's, you know, kind of laughing a bit. They're getting the idea that you're dressed up rather than dangerous.
I won't tolerate any disrespect
Mhm.
in my church, so I ask you to leave.
Excellent. They both kind of laugh, and one reaches out for something, and then you hear two sounds. Chunk, chunk. One goes, "What the?" And there's a little tiny arrow. His eyes roll up in his head, and they both fall over, and they're fast asleep.
Yeah, somebody's killing people who are alive.
Well, they're not killed. They're fast asleep.
Ah,
They're
right.
completely asleep.
Do I see small little guys?
When you look, you will see a little fellow. You know, he just let go his arrow. He's over there in the corner. He sees you, and he turns a corner that isn't there and disappears.
Great.
So you seem to have some temple protectors. Either that or pests. So
We need to get rid of our bodies.
yeah. Yeah.
I drag them to the back door.
Excellent.
To the
Right.
garden.
Sure. No problem. They can wake up in the pretty garden and think about what they've done. Right. So sure. If you're nice to them when they wake up, they'll be very respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. They go off having, you know, thinking about what they've done. Yeah. So they're so far so good. Now, how about you guys?
Yes.
Mhm. Does anyone want to go to the Street of the Gods and find this building right here?
It's fine. Yeah.
Talk to me. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'll skulk about a bit first and try to see what's happening at the place.
Just for clarification, with you mean the two assassins.
We're the
Correct, because we don't know what you're up to
Yeah.
yet.
And I'll scout the area, see for any weaknesses to enter.
Is this being done during the nighttime or the daytime?
I would assume the nighttime.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm doing the nighttime at least.
Okay. In that case, a couple of points. I want to check on a particular spell or effect that is of importance here. There we are. You've got the arrow, you've got the cloak, you've got the ring. Right? Okay. Now. Nighttime, eh? As you're making your way to this place, so a little bit further down the street, you haven't quite arrived yet. There are a group of people coming toward you who are walking kind of like a gang, right? In a sort of threatening group, you know, that makes other people cross to the other side of the street. And you will recognize the way they're dressed, their sailing clothes, and their, you know, a lot of other similarities. They belong to the same people that you guys killed. And they seem uncertain and kind of angry and frustrated. You saw one of them shove somebody down the street a little ways. There's a lot of them. There's at least 6 of them.
Or I'll take up the whole street, or
You'll have to move, or else they're walking in such a way that if they see somebody coming, they kind of make it their business to get in the way of that person.
I don't care. I'm going straight ahead.
Okay.
Their problem.
Mm-hmm. So okay. Yeah, as you come toward them, without any kind of, you know, stealth or other precautions or anything like that, 2 or 3 of them will look at you and target you and come up to you and say, "Where do you think you're going?"
On the street.
The one of them, one, not the 2 who bothered you, calls their names and says, "Get over here. We've got business in this place." And one of them says, "No, this guy's giving us, you know, this guy's harassing us, causing us trouble." Talking back.
That is usually how conversation goes. Yes. One says to, and the other responds. That is how conversation goes. It's not harassment. It's just a conversation.
The group of them starts to kind of make a little bit of a ring, you know, a little semicircle around the 2. Right. And so and that's interesting too. Okay. So the leader one seems to be a little more oriented toward, let's get out of here. We've got things to do. We've already, you know, things have gone badly enough already. You know, don't get into more trouble. Let's go. And the 2 or 3 and their buddies are starting to you know, they found somebody to take their frustrations out on. So you kind of have one chance to get out of there evasively, or to stand your ground and see who's readier for a fight.
Stand my ground.
Roll d6.
1.
Okay, so they have won initiative. Now let's go to this other sheet, because the more we learn this, the better. Neither side was surprised. This was not circumstances of surprise.
No.
So we go straight to initiative. If we have tied initiative, that's one thing that happened last time in one round. Untied, the default. Everyone on the winning side goes first. Breath weapons, missile attacks, they don't have any of those. Spell casting, they don't have any of those. And then, so just within that category, they're going to get their strikes on you. So you are, I believe, armor class 7.
Yes, does my reaction and defense do anything?
Yes, your defense is going to be actually is going to make you armor class 4 effectively.
Right.
So that means they are 0 level characters. So to hit armor class 4, they're going to need, actually, it's a tough roll for them, 17 or higher. But 3 of them are able to get to you. One does hit, one does not, and one does not. Barely. So your quickness saved you on that one. Okay. So then, by the way, all of you are healed up from last time, I think.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good.
Except you just took a very heavy blow of 5 points.
Okay, I guess out of 13 and down 5, so I'm 8.
Correct.
Otherwise, I would have been at 5, and that is not fair.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, you have been struck and hurt by one of them. And you may attack back, and you get 2 attacks against 0 level characters, which I forgot to say last time. Fighters.
Okay.
First level fighters get 2 attacks on 0 level characters. So, what will you do?
I attacked the guy who hit me.
Mm-hmm. Roll d20. And you don't have a +1 like he does. But you are a second level character, not a 0 level character. To hit armor class, they are armor class 8, so you're going to have a 12 or better, you're going to need an 11 or better.
9.
Okay, and roll again if you want to attack twice. 6, okay. So yes, you are not having a good time with this at all. So you're getting kind of roughed up, right? By the time that after a minute has passed and they have hurt you and you have struggled and tried to attack them, they've ganged up on you and have shoved you against the wall with lots of graffiti on it. And so so there's all sorts of scuffling going on out there. And you perhaps are beginning to think, God, daytime, idle laborers, people scuffling in the street out there, maybe we didn't pick the right spot. Or this was the best you could do to start this crappy old shed. It's not even a temple. It's the outlying shed to the temple. So that's the situation there. You have been, as you said, skulking around. You've run into a drunk who tells you his life story. Stinking wine fumes. It brings the conversation around to if he could just have a little bit of money.
I believe the temple over there is giving out alms at this time of night. Just this time of night.
Which one?
That one I described.
Are you talking about this one? Oh, are you? Well, they are very nice. Word perhaps has gotten around. So yeah. He says, fantastic. We'll both get something. Come on, my friend. And stumbles, right? So stumbles past the pretty tree, right? Into this zone. And over there, of course, is the building that you are interested in.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's happening now?
I'm playing along, acting drunk. just to get a closer look at the main building.